Is there a way to raise my hand? Just.
Okay.
Good morning, Judge. This is Daphne Previty. When you have a moment, I'd like to just address you.
Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome to the 187 District Court. You're in a courtroom. Today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Let's keep it a Wednesday. Let's not try to turn it into a Monday. We're starting late today because I was assigned to qualify jurors. So everyone put some patience in your pocket. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You're in a courtroom. So if you're at your house, there's to be no cooking of food, no laying in bed, no changing of diapers. Whatever you could not do if you were physically in this courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. To all the inmates, you're not to use the chat box. You're not to use Facebook. You are not to use the internet. If you do any of those things, you will be sent back. And you know they are shorthanded at the jail. So we will see you in 30 to 60 days. To everyone, I'm going to open the breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone into a breakout room. Do not go into a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all the defendants and those who are accused, your attorney is probably going to want to go to a breakout room with the prosecutor before they speak to you. So if your name is not called to go to a breakout room, it's because you have not been requested to go to a breakout room. To all the attorneys, the prosecutors are co-hosts. They have the ability to move throughout breakout rooms. When I assign you to a breakout room, the prosecutor can see that you're in the breakout room. Consider those breakout rooms like going to a doctor's office. When the nurse calls you to the back, you're not seeing a doctor right away. They're checking your weight and your blood pressure. I guarantee you, if you leave that room to come back and tell me that a prosecutor hasn't been there, I guarantee you that prosecutor was about to go in that room. They're going to see that that room is empty and they are going to skip over you. To all the defendants and those who are accused, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called if you do not hear your attorney's name. It is because your attorney is probably zooming in another courtroom, or your attorney had to appear in person in another courtroom. So be patient. Your case will be heard. You will get a chance to speak with your attorney. To all attorneys, please do not email, chat, text, call Ms. Ferguson. She is the coordinator. She cannot excuse you. I'm the only person who can excuse you. However, if you have a plea bargaining agreement, no matter how small that agreement may be, you need to put it in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson. And if Ms. Ferguson receives that information, she will be able to send the paperwork to you and to your client. She's listed on the screen as Ferguson coordinator. Call the names of the attorneys. This is the order in which you will appear: Orlando Castagnon, Julie Pollock, Charles Bonk, Gary Churak, Clarissa Pratt, Eduardo Jimenez, Albert Gutierrez, Barry Hitchinson, Lorraine Efron, Michael Zamora, Stephen Gilmore, Daphne Previty. Is there any defense attorney's name that was not called?
Alberto Acevedo, Your Honor.
Okay. Anyone else?
Vivek Jampala, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Robert Guyona, thank you.
Yes, Judge, but I'll be with Michael Zamora on the case.
Okay. All right. To all the defendants, you are not allowed to have a blank screen. Fernando Hasso, you need to show your video. To all the defendants, if you disable and don't show your video, you will be required to appear in person. And that's going to ruin your Wednesday. It's going to turn it into a Monday because you're going to have to find parking space. There's a lot of construction and there's a lot of one-ways. Attorneys, when I assign you to the breakout room and you come back from the breakout room, if your screen is black, I'm going to think that you're zooming in another courtroom. So if you want the court's attention, you need to raise your hand. And there is no shades on the screen, Mr. Hasso. Everyone needs to be dressed appropriately. If you are inappropriately on this Zoom screen, your Zoom privileges will be revoked. Mr. Castagnon, I'm going to assign all the attorneys to breakout rooms, then I'm going to take up your matter. To all the attorneys, it will be helpful to the court if you can add the name of your client and whether or not it is criminal trial division or family violence to your screen. If you can't do that, I will do that. Julie Pollock.
Yes, Judge. I am here on Dante Hall. I was speaking to Marcos Sanders at the last Zoom hearing. I don't know if he is.
Breakout room number 3, a prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a drug case.
Charles Blanc.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Who do you have?
Amanda Hernandez Martinez. I just got appointed yesterday, so let's see here. Amanda Hernandez. It's an MTR.
Criminal trial division or family
I
violence?
believe it's criminal trial division, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
That's my lucky number. I'm all in.
It's Docket, yeah? Gary Churak.
I have Dramatic Williams or Kenneth Williams. It's trial division.
I'll send you to number 5.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Clarissa Pratt.
Yes, Judge. Jason DeLeon, CTD.
Thanks for changing your name. I'll send you to number 6. Eduardo Jimenez.
Yes, Judge. I have 3 cases today. Isaiah Gonzalez on a motion to set bond. And
Trial division or family violence?
well, that's it's a family violence, Your Honor. And
All
then
right.
I have also Jace Meager with criminal trial division and Johnny Gonzalez with criminal trial division.
I'll send you to number 7.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Albert Gutierrez.
Good morning, Judge. I have Adrian Rodriguez, CTD, but it's a violation report.
I'll send you to number 8. And do you have a copy of the violation report?
I have a copy, Judge, but I don't have a client, so that's the issue.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Barry Hitchens.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on James Salazar. This is a hearing on a motion to modify bond restrictions. I have a witness.
All right, criminal trial division or family violence?
It's a criminal trial division.
I'll send you to number 9.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Lorraine Efron. Lorraine Efron. Michael Zamora and Robert Guyona.
Yes, Your Honor, I've got a family violence and then 2 criminal trial divisions, the same individual. But I believe I was speaking with Mr. Ray last time.
What is your client's name?
Christian Reina.
And you say family violence and CTD?
Yes.
And Mr. Guyona, is that the person that you're on?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you all to number 10.
Okay.
Stephen Gilmore.
Judge, do you mean to be sending me to 10? I just got a notice.
Oh, no, I am so sorry. No, that is not you. That's the fingers that are working very quickly. All right, who do you have?
I have Gerald Mack, Judge, CTD. It's a violation report on a night mag case.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to number 11.
Got it.
Daphne Previty.
Yes, Judge. I stopped by. I had sent you and Joe Ray an email on September 22nd following the second hearing we had on Rebecca Gonzalez's motion to modify her bond conditions, asking for you to substitute another person and add a supervisor. And so the reason I'm coming back now is the first supervisor is needing to travel for her work this week. And so I wanted to see if you and Joe Ray would allow the second person.
Now, here's the thing, the court, this court is not in charge of who is the appropriate person to supervise. That would be on the civil side. but my order is that she's not to have unsupervised contact. So the civil side, because I know there are civil issues related to custody or supervision or visitation, the civil side will say who is the appropriate supervisor. I'm not in charge of saying who is the appropriate supervisor.
So there is no supervisor on the civil side. The only reason there's a supervisor is when there was a supervisor on the civil side. We had asked that her bond conditions match what was happening on the civil side, but there's no requirement for supervision on that side anymore. So if you.
But the email that you sent to me, the last time we were here, you told me that the case had not been closed. And that there was a mistake on your part. That's what you sent me.
Right.
So are you
but
telling me that the case has been closed?
It's not been closed. There's no case, there's no CPS case filed. There's only a custody issue for family court filed. The CPS stopped having supervised visitation in July. And so.
All right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 13. A family violence prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right. Let me see. Alberto Acevedo.
Judge, I have Richard Vaughn on today's docket. It's
I'll send you to
CTD.
number 14. Thank you for changing your name. Vivek Jampala. Vivek Jampala.
Yes, Your Honor. I was just going to approach off docket and just needed to talk to some being the CTD division about bond conditions.
What is the cause number?
It is 2021 CR 6162.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. It's going to show that this case is off docket, so a prosecutor will be there when they're available. And I'm going to send you to breakout room number 15.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, we're going to take up the matter on Montoya, Orlando Castellon. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
Is the state present? Tom Nesbitt? Let me see, he may be in a breakout room.
My understanding was this was for victim impact.
Yes, he's in breakout room number 7. Could a prosecutor go to number 7 and let Mr. Nesbitt know that we're going to start his case, please?
I will.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Montoya, you need to pull your mask over your nose, okay? And everyone, please make use of the chat box, defense attorneys and prosecutors. Mr. Williams, Ms. Hernandez, sit down. Ms. Hernandez, unmute yourself. And Mr. Williams, unmute yourself. Ms. Hernandez, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
In what world do you think it's okay to use this Zoom for the 187 District Court as a dating service.
No, that's not what I was doing, Your Honor.
Oh, yes, you were. I told you all that chat was not to be used. I don't know why, and I see people as people, but I don't know why somebody would be trying to pick up a date with somebody who's also in custody.
That's not what I was
And
showing.
Mr. Williams, I don't understand why you are trying to pick up a date with somebody who's in custody. And Norma, can you let them know we've lost Mr. Montoya? Okay. Gonzalez. Is it this person here, 17F? Christopher Gonzalez, can you hear me? Unmute yourself.
Right here.
Why are you trying to pick up dates on this Zoom screen?
Oh, that's my cousin's niece. I was just saying.
I don't care who it is.
Yes,
Why
ma'am.
are you chatting with people? The number one thing I said was you're not to chat on the Zoom screen.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't know that. I'm sorry about that.
No. Don't even pull that with me. You were on this Zoom screen when I gave instructions that you were not to use the chat box. If you want to have a family reunion, you need to have it on your own time.
Yes, ma'am. But it
Don't
wasn't a
have
family
a family
reunion.
reunion on this screen. Do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand?
I hear you. Loud and clear. Sorry about that. That won't happen again. Sorry about that.
No, you're not sorry. What you're doing is not following rules.
I was
And a
in
lot of
meeting.
times when people are in custody, they're in custody because they don't want to follow rules.
Yes, ma'am. But I don't mean no disrespect or nothing like that.
Yes, you did. Because if you would not have meant that, you would not have done it.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry about that. There was nothing inappropriate.
I don't want to hear anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Dude, he crazy. Do I look like my name Gonzalez?
And to all the inmates, you're here for court. You're not here to chat with other people. This is not a classroom. It is not recess. So if you don't behave appropriately on this Zoom, we're going to have issues. You're going to be sent back and we will see you in maybe 60 days. And your client, Mr. Montoya, we're waiting for him to come back. Charles Bunk.
Good morning, Judge. Again, yes.
Yes.
I conferred with Meredith. I need to break out with my client, please.
Okay, you were in number 4.
I was.
And can you speak with Ms. Hernandez about having family reunions with relatives? On
I
the
will
Zoom
let her
screen?
know that that's generally frowned upon.
Ms. Hernandez, go to breakout room number 4. Brenna, it seems like we may have a Monday on our hands. I'm hoping it's not a Monday.
Sounds like it does.
Mr. Castellon, your client told everyone he was complete with his case. He was done. So they're bringing him back.
Well, Judge, I think he's just ready and prepared to begin his sentence.
Yes, I know. So as soon as they bring him back, we will take this matter up. And Mr. Nesbitt, do you have your witnesses here?
Yes, Judge, they are watching. I guess I'll indicate to the court, it's not their desire to appear on screen and give their own victim impact statements. So I have them and
Okay.
I'm going to read them on behalf of the family members.
All right, thank you.
There's, if I could give you a time estimate, there's 3, and I'm going to say 5 to 8 minutes.
Okay. All right, and we have Mr. Montoya back. Hello, Mr. Montoya. Could you unmute for me, please?
No.
All right. The court is calling 2020 CR 0249, State of Texas versus Gabriel Montoya. Could I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Tom Nisbet.
for the defense?
Orlando Castañon.
And are you Mr. Gabriel Montoya?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding with sentencing by video because of the pandemic. The court will note for the record that the defendant entered a plea on October 1st of guilty by video and signed a video consent. Any objections to us proceeding with sentencing by video, state?
None.
Defense?
No, Judge.
Mr. Montoya, do you have any objections to the court proceeding with sentencing by video?
No, ma'am.
All right, defense, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client before the court enters the sentence?
No, Judge, just that we believe this is a fair resolution to these cases.
All right, as previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. The court will follow your plea bargain agreement and sentence you to 37.5 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money were run concurrent. There's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. This will run concurrent with 2018 CR 8531. Taking consideration County Court cause number 627120. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing? State?
No, Judge, that's our complete agreement.
Defense?
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Montoya, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
I understand that. Yes.
All right, Mr. Montoya, good luck to you. Right now, the state has some letters that they're going to read that is from the complainant's family. I always tell everyone in the 187 District Court, I require that everyone be treated with respect. That means it doesn't matter if you're a defendant, defense attorney, prosecutor, witness of whomever. I require everyone to treat everyone with respect. So just listen to the letters, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Mr. Nesbitt?
Thank you, Judge. This is from Carmen Colunga. As I sit and write this, I wonder what your thoughts have been during this time you have been put away. I will wonder what your thoughts are as you hear this. I want to know, do you have any regrets? Do you even care about your actions and about the other people you left hurting? Do you think about David? Do you see David's face? You are the reason there will always be a void in my heart. You took my son and you had no right. But if you are hearing this, you know, as a mother, I got the courage up to write my thoughts to you. I've thought about forgiveness for you, but I feel like I'm betraying my David. How could I even think about forgiving you? I know God says we should forgive, but I'm just not there. I've seen other parents forgive the person who took away their child, and I wonder how they found it in their heart to do it. Do you even want forgiveness? Do you even care? David was my son. You took him away in an instant. You had no right. 2 years later, and it still hurts like hell. May the Lord have mercy on your soul, because only he can forgive you. As a broken-hearted mother, I can't. Carmen Kalunga. This one is from Adela Rodriguez. Gabriel Montoya must not be let out of prison. He should serve his sentence without any possibility of parole. On November 10th, 2019, he shot and killed David Kalunga Jr. while standing on his front yard. David's parents saw their son killed. Gabriel Montoya called people on the phone and said what he did. He said it was easy and that he would kill again if he is let free. David is a beloved son, brother, uncle, father, and grandfather. David will no longer see his family. The one with the most pain is his mother. Please, we want justice. Della Rodriguez. One more, Your Honor. This is from Priscilla Kalunga. Montoya. On November 10th, 2019, you decided you wanted to be a coward. You felt that you needed to go to my child's home, where my siblings and I grew up, that you needed to shoot someone, then to go and brag about it after you did it. That someone, my brother David Kalunga Jr., that single shot killed him. My dad and my niece trying to save him, doing what they could by performing CPR. You know the last words that came out of his mouth before he fell to the floor? Well, I will tell you, he yelled, "Mom." My family has been through a lot. My parents have been through a lot. For you to do this has taken a big chunk out of us, especially my mother and father, also myself and siblings and family. We have already lost a brother and a sister, and now to lose another brother is so heartbreaking for us. I see my mother especially taking it hard. I really hate that I have to write something like this. This impact statement no one should have to write. At my brother's rosary, I had to deliver a eulogy for him on behalf of my niece. She took it hard. She did not even get to say goodbye. You left this family without a son, brother, father, uncle, and grandfather, because he was all of those. My mom says she will never forgive you, and I, of course, do not blame her. How could she? You most likely do not care. I have been watching all the Zoom meetings, and I see you sitting there without a care in the world. Must be nice. You should be getting more of a sentencing than you are getting. This is just adding insult to injury. Your family will still get to see you. We will not get to see David. Every time I'm out and I see some guy riding a bike, I think of my brother David. When I go to my child's home and I see the memorial there, it hurts so much. I will not pray for you, even though I should. I will not forgive you either, even though without forgiveness, the heart, the mind, the body, and the soul does not get to heal. So in time, I will have to, just not anytime soon. So I will now end this statement. Priscilla Kalunga. That's all for victim impact, Judge.
All right. Mr. Castellon, do you need to speak with your client anymore?
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Montoya, just wait right there. We're going to let the deputy know to take you back, okay? Norma, you can let 17B go back.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anyone else ready? And Orlando, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Eduardo Jimenez.
Yes, Judge. On Isaiah Gonzalez, which is a family violence case, Michelle and I have an agreement, or not an agreement, but an understanding, I would say, about the motion to set bond, and would like to share that with the court. If you have time for the motion at this moment.
Oh, just one moment. All right. Is there an agreement?
Yes. So, Judge, in our discussion, the original bond was set at 100,000. I agreed to that we were fine if you reinstated it for 150,000 because 100,000 did not seem to be high enough for him to comply with. I do have some concerns about the safety of the victim and the community, as in this case, he did shoot his brother, and I'd be happy to provide you with any police reports, EMS records, in consideration of what bond conditions should be set. We would only agree to full GPS house arrest, no firearms. We'd ask for UAs, no alcohol. There was a no contact order with the victim on the original case, Christian Martinez. We would ask that that stay in place.
Wait, just 1 second. Where's Isaiah Gonzalez? Can you raise your hand for me, please? Isaiah Gonzalez,
L14, Judge.
L14. Thank you. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, if you can lower your hand. So, does he have a bond currently set?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So, is there an agreement on the bond amount, and why doesn't he have a bond set? Let's start there.
I'll let the ADA speak to that, Judge.
Judge, you remanded him without bond. I believe because he was arrested on some new cases, which our office has subsequently dismissed. He also had a violation for tampering with his GPS device. And I believe
tampering with GPS device, did he remove his GPS device?
I can send you a copy of the violation report. It appears he wasn't where he was supposed to be on full house arrest when he had that violation and got into an altercation with another individual.
Here's the question. Does anyone know, did he remove his GPS?
So I can send you, it says, the officer received a strap tamper alert from the Sentinel Monitoring Call Center. This indicates that a defendant may have attempted to cut, remove, or tamper with the strap attached to the device. This officer made contact with the defendant, who confirmed the device had been removed and refused to be reinstalled with the GPS device.
So here's the question. Why am I giving him a bond if he removed his GPS device? If I place someone on GPS and they cut off their GPS, why would I put them on bond?
He's been, my understanding, Judge, is that he's been in jail since October 2nd, 2020. So that's obviously a little over a year.
All right, we can recall this for 2 o'clock to have a hearing. Anyone who wants to have witnesses present can have witnesses present, but I go back to the question. He cut off his GPS monitor and he's charged. And Mr. Gonzalez, I don't take any of these charges as true because I haven't received any evidence. No one else has asked me to take the charges as true. But you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, SBI family dating. That's what you're charged with. You were placed on GPS supervision. I'm not sure if I'm the person to put you on GPS monitor, but to resolve your GPS monitor issues is not to cut the monitor off. So I'm going to recall this for 2 o'clock. Anyone who wants to have witnesses present to address this, we will do that. Norma, we're going to recall Mr. Isaiah Gonzalez at 2 p.m. to hear this motion.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Judge,
you. Yes.
Just a logistical question. Is that going to be the same Zoom invite or will it be a different afternoon?
No, it'll be the same Zoom invite.
The same Zoom invite. Thank you, Judge. Okay.
All right, and Norma, he's L14.
Yes, ma'am.
Eduardo, do you want to go back to 7 with me on the other ones?
All right, and Eduardo, if you'll go to breakout room number 7, please. He's there. Robert Maurer, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 16. Thank you for changing your name.
See, I'm learning. Judge, can you check and see if my client's on? I had very little contact, but we talked to his sister this morning.
I don't see Jeremy Alvarez on.
Okay.
All right, Michael Zamora and Robert Guyana on Christian Reyna.
Yes, Mr. Guyana is on standby. He's traveling right now, but his case they informed him was going to ultimately dismiss once we resolve this. If I could speak with Meredith one more time, please.
Okay. If you'll go back to your breakout room.
And what number was
that? Oh,
that?
your client is in there. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
I guess it's your name. Look.
And Meredith will meet you in number 2.
She'll be signed in on it, bro. You gotta have your own phone.
All right, Fernando, the person in the bright neon colored shirt, what is your name? Can you unmute yourself, please?
Jeremy Alvarez.
All right, I'll let your attorney know that you're here, okay?
Okay, it's because I'm using my friend's phone. I don't have one, and it's under his name, and that's why it says his name on there.
No problem. I heard him tell you that if you want the name changed, you should get your own phone.
Yeah.
Just give us a moment. I changed the name for you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Shades off, Mr. Alvarez. Brenna, it's a Monday, but it's a Monday and Thanksgiving and Halloween have been skipped over, if the stores are any indication. And let me see who is in the breakout room. We have Stephen Gilmore in number 11, Criminal Trial Division Violation Report. Albert Acevedo, number 14, Criminal Trial Division Violation Report. Vivek Japala is off docket, Criminal Trial Division. Robert Mauer is in number 16 on family violence, Jeremy Alvarez. And if everyone give me 5 minutes, please. Everyone needs to remain on mute, please. Thank you. All right, Robert Maurer.
Judge, my client said he's in the waiting room or is waiting.
No,
for
he's here.
Okay, can I talk to him real quick, Judge? This is a non-reporting to pretrial, and I actually didn't have a contact number. I had to call his mom. So that makes the situation.
Moms are always available. Mr. Maurer, if you go back to number 16 and Jeremy Alvarez, we're going to send you to number 16, please. And Norma, could you have the pretrial services officer, Tiara Daniels, zoom in, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
On which one, Judge?
It is on Jeremy Alvarez Pettis. I just put it in the chat box to you. All right, Michael Zamora.
Yes, Your Honor. We've resolved all 4 of the cases, including Mr. Gayona's. I would ask for just like I said, the offer was just finally conveyed. If I could just get a brief reset, perhaps 2 weeks.
What, can we do it now?
Pardon?
We can do it now. We can do it now.
Mr. Gayona is traveling right now. I mean,
Well, if
obviously
his case is going to be rejected, then, or taken
That
into
is correct.
consideration, well, we don't need him.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, if you put in the agreement in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson, and we'll take care of that.
Okay.
Thank you. Robert Maurer, you can go back to number 16.
Can you
Where-
move it for me, Judge? He never showed up.
Okay, I think he has zoomed off.
Oh,
Let's see if he's coming back. And I signed him to number 16.
I hate me some Zoom this morning.
Well, you know what? It's Monday on a Wednesday, but we're going to put smiles on, so it's still going to be a great day.
Mm.
All right. Charles Blanc.
Yes, Judge, my client, we're not sure if she signed everything or not because we didn't do share screen and I'm not sure the deputy had her sign everything. So I need to check and see if the paperwork's complete. But we have a resolution.
Okay.
I'll be
Well,
clear, there
nothing's
wouldn't be paperwork.
my way. What I'll do is I'm going to send you and your client to breakout room number 1.
Okay,
And one of the clerks will meet you there and they'll let you know if they have all the paperwork.
on our way. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And if the clerks could go to breakout room number 1. All right, and the prosecutor is on Michael Zamora's case, Christian Reyna. He said that they're accepting the plea. Lorraine Efron.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here on a motion to set bond on Christopher Gonzalez, and I also filed a motion to alter and amend bond conditions. He has 2 cases pending. One's a motion to enter adjudication of guilt, and that one is currently remanded without bond, so I'm asking for a bond on that one.
All right, we may need to start. If this is the Christopher Gonzalez, can you raise your hand? All right, the first thing we need to start with, if your client just started to have a family reunion on Zoom because his niece is in custody, so he thought that they could chat each other as though they don't have each other's phone numbers. So he was very excited to see her. So if you can address that with Mr. Gonzalez, and then we'll take up other matters.
Okay, thank you, Judge. You want to put me in a breakout room with him?
Yes, if you'll go back to breakout room number 12, I will send Mr. Gonzalez there.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
Judge, I'm at a loss as far as what to do since I don't have a phone number for my client.
Your client was actually using the cell phone of one of his friends at a work site. So I think something happened. The signal was dropped. So I'm hoping he will zoom back in. Would you like to leave and check back in?
Can I do that, Judge? I'm supposed to be
Yes.
at 427th. I have to get an order signed.
All right, what we'll do is we'll have your client come back at 2.
That's perfect. That'll help me a lot. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I would call him, but I can't.
You mean to tell me you don't have the number of his friend?
I'll call his mom.
Okay, all right. That's the person to call.
If you all, if we remember Horshack's mom. I'll get a note.
Yes. Okay, here's the sad thing. I think only you and I know about Horshek's mom.
Everyone else is drawing blanks.
Yeah.
I was alive in the 70s too.
Okay, thank you. Then you know about Horshek's mom.
I think I was old.
All right, and then Charles Funk will take up your matter.
Yes, Judge, we're ready when at your leisure.
All right, who is the prosecutor?
Meredith, the Honorable Meredith McIntyre.
Okay.
Honorable.
I consider you honorable.
Well, thank you. Don't get carried away. Well, hold on. Let me.
I don't say that about many of y'all, so you should. That is a high compliment. You and Tamara,
right,
of course, Tamara,
and Charles.
and of course, Caitlin. Yes, I'm ready.
Charles, your client decided to have a family reunion with her
Well,
uncle.
Here's the truth. She doesn't know that guy. I think he just has really good taste. She doesn't know who he is. She claims no familial relationship. She just has the curse of being an attractive young woman on a Zoom. So,
Well, Miss Hernandez, he says he's your uncle.
he
Yes,
wants to
your
be her
uncle
uncle.
twice removed or something. All right, it's a Monday on a Wednesday, but
It is
you know
always
what?
Monday, Judge.
We're smiling, so that makes it all good. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 0507, State of Texas versus Amanda Alexis Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Charles Bunk from Ms. Hernandez.
And are you Amanda Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you a document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Amanda Alexis Hernandez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 0507 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on November 8, 2019 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Sure.
Date?
Excuse me?
One moment. On or about the 6th day of August, 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Amanda Alexis Hernandez, did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely opiates, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State?
Waive the remaining violations.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
Ms. Hernandez, did you understand by pleading true violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Your Honor, Charles and I might need to clarify one thing really quickly. There was a miscommunication about the potential agreement, and before I go on the record, the initial agreement, I want to double check that with him first. I
Okay, do you want to
apologize.
put it in the chat box or do you need to be in a breakout room?
Well, I can put it in the chat. That's fine.
Okay. Can I break out with my client for like 30 seconds?
Yes.
I'll be real
If
quick.
y'all would go to
Don't forget us.
breakout room number
I'll be
2,
right back.
please.
Judge, during this break,
Yes.
would you, I think Marcus is trying to move him. inmate Johnny Gonzalez to breakout room 7 with his lawyer.
All right, Johnny Gonzalez, if you can go to breakout room number 7, please. You should see at the bottom of your screen where it says breakout rooms. All right, he's there.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else back from the breakout rooms? All right, we have Albert Gutierrez in number 8 on Adrian Rodriguez. It's a violation report, criminal trial division. Barry Hitchens on James Salazar in 9, criminal trial division. Albert Acevedo on Richard Vaughn in 14, a violation report. And Vivek Jampala issue off docket.
His Bunk's client didn't go.
Ms. Hernandez, you need to go to breakout room number 2. Charge, your client just went there. Julie Pollock, yes.
Judge, the state has decided to dismiss my client's case, so I think he's submitted it already.
Okay, well, you and your client are excused, and once the court receives that, the court will sign it.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, good luck, Mr. Hall.
That's the wrong Hernandez. All right, we are back on the record in 2019 CR 0507. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We're asking the court to adjudicate her guilty, revoke her community supervision, sentence her to 2 years with Texas Department of Corrections.
All right, is that the agreement, defense?
That is the agreement, Judge. She has quite a few days in jail. I'm going to need the help of your court liaison to tell the court what her dates were. She's been in my off and another facility on top of that. So I don't have access to those dates. So if Ms. Reyes can help us with that. Yes, that's our agreement.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will follow your plea bargain agreement. The court will find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, and credit for any inpatient treatment. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing from either side?
No, Your Honor.
No, we just would like I said, I just need the record to reflect whatever date she's entitled to.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Ms. Hernandez, what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you and your attorney to breakout room number 1. The clerks will be able to let you know and let your attorney know what time you have. And if there's an issue with that, just come back to the main room and let the court know. Ms.
Can you send
Hernandez?
probation with us?
Yes. Ms. Hernandez, how old are you?
25.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, I'm going to give you the speech. You probably heard it before. You're 25. You still have more of your life in front of you than behind you. I have more of my life behind me in front of me. If you don't want to be that person who ends up being in and out of jail, in and out of prison, you're going to have to change your ways. If you have drug issues, because I see in the court's file, well, I sent you to different drug rehab facilities. If you have drug issues, there are free places in San Antonio and throughout the state of Texas for you. You need to take advantage of that. Don't be the person at the prison when somebody comes in and they say, how are things run here? And they say, oh, ask Grandma Hernandez. And then you turn out to be Grandma Hernandez in the prison. You understand? All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 and your attorney to breakout room number 1. The clerks will let you know what time you have available. Thank you. And Charles Blunt, she'll need to come back to the main room to be excused. Anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, we have Gary Chirac. I'm going to move him to number 3. He has Germanic Williams. We have Albert Acevedo III. I'm going to move him to number 4. He has a violation report. Vivek Jampala is off docket with a bond issue. I'm going to move him to number 10. And that bond issue is criminal trial division. Albert Gutierrez, Adrian Rodriguez.
Judge, we're here on a violation report. He has not reported, and I have not been able to find him. I'm a little surprised by that, but surprise doesn't help anybody, right? Because he's been pretty good.
All right. Have you attempted to get in touch with him?
I have, Your Honor, as has a pretrial, and I haven't specifically called the bondsman, but I think pretrial services did.
All right. Who's the prosecutor on this case?
Marcus. Marcus.
All right. The court is going to call 2020 CR 4135, State of Texas versus Adrian Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Albert Gutierrez.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No objections.
We're here on a violation report. Have both parties had a chance to review the violation report?
Yes, Judge, the state has.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are both parties ready to proceed on the violation report, state?
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So first things first, this hearing was scheduled at 9:30. It's now 11:29 a.m. For the record, court began at 10:05 a.m. because the judge was qualifying jurors. Deputies in the courtroom, has there been an Adrian Rodriguez in the courtroom at all this morning?
No, Your Honor.
And he has not been on the Zoom screen. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Not since I was made aware of the violation report, Your Honor.
And for the record, according to the violation report, the defendant is in non-compliance, hasn't reported to the pretrial services offices. They state that they've attempted to contact the defendant by sending text messages, contacting the bail bondsman, and contacting the attorney of record. And they attempted to contact the defendant at the numbers that he gave, plus references. The defendant is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. State?
Judge, we're asking that his bond be forfeited and a warrant issued.
All right, that will be granted. Defense, if you're able to get in touch with your client and have your client present himself, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Clarissa Pratt.
Yes, Judge, my client would like to accept the offer from the state. I don't know if the court has time today or if we can.
Oh, no, we do.
Okay.
Yeah. We always have time. And that is De Leon. All right, Eduardo Jimenez.
Yes, Judge. I would need to speak to Tom Nisbet one more time, please.
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5, and Tom Nesbitt, if you go to number 5, please.
There's an agreement.
Alberto Acevedo.
Judge, I'm here on Richard Vaughn. I've already conferred with Marcus Sanders on the violation report.
Yes.
Just give the court an update. Pretrial doesn't have any good contact information for my client. Looks like they were never provided any numbers whatsoever. So I don't know if that's the releasing desk, or they didn't get any numbers from him.
Where's
or what,
your client?
But, obviously, I don't know where he is, Judge. I have no contact with him.
Okay, all right, we're going to go on the record. All right, who is the prosecutor?
Marcus.
Mr. Sanders, Your Honor.
All right, well, for this case, the only thing that is really in the court's purview is to issue a judge's warrant. He's not set, he hasn't been indicted. State, do you know when this case will be indicted?
I do not, Judge. I can look into it and check if we have all the evidence, and it should be presented soon.
All right, I'm going to issue a judge's warrant, Mr. Acevedo, to see if we can find your client. If you're able to get in touch with your client, let the court know and have him present himself, and have him get in touch with the with pretrial services. I don't take any of these cases, of course, as true because I don't have the facts of the case, but just based upon the charge, there may be some violence issues, maybe.
Just for the record, Your Honor, since I was appointed on this case, I've had no contact with Mr. Vaughn, and pretrial didn't provide me with any information so that I could contact with him other than an address for Haven for Hope. I reached out to Haven for Hope. They indicated that the last contact they had with him was
Oh, well,
for
just
August 3rd.
1 second, Mr. Acevedo, you say for the record, then I'll have the court reporter make a record so you can have it on record, okay?
I apologize, Your Honor.
No problem. The court is calling, just 1 second. The court is calling NIBAG number 629984, State of Texas versus Richard Vaughn. Could I have parties announced for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Alberto Acevedo III.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Acevedo, you wanted to put something on the record regarding your ability to contact or not contact your client?
Yes, ma'am. Since I was appointed on this matter, I wasn't provided any good contact information. As far as contact information, I mean phone numbers from pretrial services. There's an indication on the violation report that they didn't get any numbers as well, so they don't have any references either. The only thing that was on my appointment sheet when I received this case was an address. That address looked to be for Haven for Hope, so I did some research. I contacted Haven for Hope, and I was told that the last contact he's had with them was back in August of 2021. I don't know if he's homeless or not, but clearly there's some problems getting a hold of him. So I just wanted to let the court know that I've made attempts to reach out and try to find him. And it doesn't sound like pretrial has, but that's that.
Okay. All right. What the court will do is the court will issue a judge's warrant. If you're able to get in touch with your client, Mr. Acevedo, of course, the court will reconsider. The goal is to make sure that we have contact information for him. The offense that he is charged with is, just by its nature, appears that it may be violent, but we shall see. And with that, we
Thank you, Your
will
Honor.
close the record. Thank you, Mr. Acevedo, for coming in.
You have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Lorraine Efron?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Yes, you have Christopher. We have a lot of Christopher Gonzalez's on the screen today. So you have Christopher Gonzalez?
I do, Your Honor.
Yes.
And what we have is a motion to set bond on the motion to enter adjudication of guilt.
Mhm.
And then I had a motion to alter and amend bond conditions on an unindicted case. I have conferred with Caitlin. We do not have an agreement on the alter and amend. And we do not have, the alter and amend had to do with full house GPS arrest. That was the only request I was asking the court to reconsider on the unindicted bond. On the motion to enter adjudication of guilt case, we are asking the court to set a bond, and we're asking for a low bond in the amount of 10 to 20,000. And I think the state has an opinion for a higher amount.
Okay, so the 2019 CR 12466, that's the motion to adjudication of guilt, and you want a bond set on that, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and then the other cause number,
It's a CM, I believe, Your Honor.
all right, has a motion been filed in that case?
I filed it late yesterday. I did get notice this morning that the filing was accepted. I sent a unfile stamp copy to Norma late yesterday. So.
All right, State, are you going to be ready to proceed on the unindicted case, to proceed on her motion for a bond on that one, or no?
Not, I believe that we're just, are you talking about the modification of the conditions portion of?
Yes.
Because the setting of the bond, we just have a recommendation. We don't have witnesses, but we have recommendations on both, but no witnesses is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. All right. To the clerks or to Norma, could you give me the motion on Christopher Lee Gonzalez for the unindicted case, please?
Yes, ma'am.
I can. Okay. And Norma, I can send you a file stamp copy if you don't have it.
Okay.
If you can't access it yet, I'll do that right now. I just got it first thing this morning. So I'll send it to Norma and Caitlin. I think I have your email too. Let me make sure.
I think so.
We got it. We're sending it, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. The court is calling sorry, Brenna. Court is calling 2019 CR 12466 and CM number 080184, State of Texas versus Christopher Lee Gonzalez. Thank you. Just one moment, everyone. All right. And the court is also calling CM number 080184, State of Texas versus Christopher Lee Gonzalez. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Caitlin Wilkes for the state.
For the defense?
Lorraine Efron for Mr. Gonzalez.
And are you Christopher Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am. No,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
then what we'll start with first is cause number 2019 CR 12466. State, have you had a chance to review defense's motion to set bond?
No, Your Honor, but we have conferred.
All right. State, are you ready to proceed?
Without witnesses, Your Honor. We would like
Yes.
to have witnesses if the court needs to hear from witnesses, but if not, we've conferred and have some recommendations for the court.
All right, defense, it's your motion.
Okay, Your Honor, it is a deferred adjudication. And under the Code of Criminal Procedure, he is entitled to a bond. on that.
So what
Yes.
bond amount are you asking for, counsel?
I'm asking for a $10,000 bond, which I know is on the low side, Judge. The original bond amount was 15,000. But the bond on the unindicted case is 75,000. And that case has the GPS full house arrest, which if the court keeps full house arrest in place, he will not be able to work. But because he will be under that high bond with the GPS, we think a lower amount is sufficient to secure his presence. And we're asking for that.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, the state is requesting a bond of $50,000 based on the fact that this case, the instant case, the 2019 case, while he was on bond for that case, he also picked up this new case. It's not a violation of his deferred adjudication, as well as a federal charge. And then there was also a kidnapping that was, I guess, a part of the plea agreement in the instant case. Based on all of those and the safety of the community, we would ask that you continue the full house arrest on the other case and institute a $50,000 bond. I'm sorry, Your Honor?
The other case in a moment. So
Yes,
we're just
Your Honor.
addressing this motion to revoke case.
Your Honor, we would just ask that if you do set a bond in this case, that any conditions of release also would include full house arrest GPS. And it's also come to the court, to the state's attention that he does work in at-home maintenance, and we would prefer that he not do that job based on the safety of the community. So we're asking for $50,000, Judge.
All right, so there are a couple of things that the state said that I want some clarification on. So you're saying that he's been charged with a federal offense?
He's on supervision for a federal offense. I'm not sure. I think it's a weapons offense, and I'll let the defense speak to that. But it's come to my attention that he's on federal supervision for that once he's released from this custody.
Okay, and then you mentioned a kidnapping.
Yes. So the instant case, the assault choking, there was a plea agreement in this case when he was placed on deferred adjudication, and I believe that there was the kidnapping was taken into consideration as part of that plea agreement on this case.
All right, so Ms. Efron, the court is not going to consider the kidnapping since it was taken in consideration. So we have in the new case, what is the charge on that case?
Aggravated sexual assault of a child.
And Mr. Gonzalez, I see you're shaking your head. Here's the thing. The court hasn't received any evidence on any of these cases. Even on the motion to enter adjudication of guilt. On the surface, within the four corners of the document, it appears that you violated your probation. That's why I signed it. But as far as the allegations within the motion, I don't take those as true because I haven't heard any evidence. So right now, the only issue I'm trying to decide is based upon what you're charged with, what would be an appropriate bond for you? All right, so defense, it's your motion, so you have the final word.
Thank you, Judge. The federal case also
She's a
was
hired lawyer.
You can go ahead.
Yes, I'm sorry. It had to do with information submitted on an application to purchase a gun because he was on the bond conditions on this case. When he applied to purchase a gun, he didn't disclose the bond condition or failed to understand that there was a no weapons possession order on the bond conditions. Anyway, so the feds did file a case on that. He did serve a small amount of time and was sentenced for time served on that case. And also sentenced to, I think, 3 years supervised release. So my point really about on the bonds is that there's a lot of entities supervising him right now, GPS, the federal supervised release. And so it minimizes his risk for absconding. And we don't believe that a high bond is necessary to secure his presence.
Okay. All right, this is what the court will do. In cause number 2019 CR 12466, the court will set your bond at $30,000 with full GPS. In cause number CM 080184, the court will deny the motion. You will be on full GPS. Counsel, the reason why I'm keeping him on full GPS is that I don't allow people to work in homes. I don't allow people to work as home health care providers or to be in charge of supervising any minors. So once he has a different job that doesn't require him to go into people's homes, if you let the court know what that job is, and the court will reconsider. And if the court deems that that occupation is appropriate, of course, he will be allowed to work.
And just to speak to that a little bit, he works for a realty company that owns multiple properties, and he's a maintenance and repairman on multiple properties, commercial, and there may be some residential on that too, but he doesn't actually enter the homes he maintains the property and does work to repair the property, and he's able to work 50 hours a week. And
Well,
has
if
been
he,
gainfully-
counsel, if we do this, if you provide me proof that he has provided a letter to his employer, letting his employer know what he's been charged with and what he's on probation for. And if the employer can list in a letter or some type of information to defense what his duties are, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
And Judge, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Ms. Wilkes.
I was going to just ask for a no contact still with the victim in the new case, the aggravated sexual assault of a
That's
child.
fine.
Case.
I don't even know who this person is.
Okay, no, stop.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Stop,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Wilkes, if you will put that in the chat box, the name of the complainant to myself and Ms. Efron. Mr. Gonzalez, you're going to have no contact with that complaining witness.
And Your Honor, I have a pseudonym for her, so I'm going to have to pull the physical file and I'll get that to defense counsel and to you, Your Honor.
All right, so in the order, I'm just going to put that he's to have no contact with the complainant. Ms. Ferguson, could I have a contested motion to revoke set and cause number 2019 CR 12466, please?
Yes, ma'am. 1 second.
And if we could set it in early December.
I can do like the 8th, Judge.
Okay, we're going to come back on this case on December 8th, Mr. Gonzalez, for a contested hearing. That will be at 2 p.m. Ms. Efron, if you want that to be done sooner, just let the court know.
Thank you, Judge. I will.
And just confer with the state on the date. I put that in the date, so that will give the state time to investigate the new case and what is going to be happening with that.
That sounds fair, Judge. Thank you.
All right, do you need anything else, or Ms. Efron?
No, not on this matter, Your Honor. No.
All right, do you need to speak with your client anymore?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Efron, once I send your client to a breakout room to speak with you, I need him to come back to the main room to be excused.
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 8.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're
May I be excused from the breakout room though?
Yes, but just make sure your client comes back to the main room.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Barry Hitchens?
Present, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm here on James Ross Salazar. I've conferred with ADA Hunter Morris. we weren't able to resolve it. This is set on a motion to modify bond restrictions, essentially on a state jail felony, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, removing or vacating the remand without bond, and just setting a reasonable bond.
All right, is he remanded without bond?
I suspect because he picked up another case, an injury to a child, where he was alleged to have hit a 1-year-old child, according to his wife, 5 to 6 times with his hand. His wife called the police, and so he had an injury of a child case. He had sped away in a vehicle, a 2012 Kia, which was stolen.
All right, so
I
Mr.
don't want to go into too much.
yes, the only thing I have on the docket for him being charged with assault, family choking, strangulation, not unauthorized use. Hunter,
Yes, Judge.
so what is, why was he remanded without bond? Do we know?
He picked up the assault.
Okay. And is there an agreement?
There's not, Judge.
I think on the assault, I believe there is if you're talking about assault, family violence, not the injury to a child, I think there is a bond set at $40,000 on the assault, family violence second.
Okay.
There is. This is for a bond hearing on the UUMB, Judge.
Right.
Okay.
But if
All
the
right.
claim was he picked up the assault, and the assault it's at $40,000, and that's more serious than the unauthorized use, it would seem that a reasonable bond should be set on the unauthorized use.
Well, it depends on why he was remanded without bond. Now, what I can tell you, counselor, is sometimes other judges will see cases and they would do different things. I need to know who is the person who remanded with them without bond, because if it was me, there's a reason he was remanded without bond. So let us check on that and discover where that is coming from. So just give us a moment.
And Judge, real quick,
Mhm.
I believe Mr. Hitchings wanted to call a witness in this case, and the witness is going to potentially say some incriminating things and would need an appointed attorney.
All right, so Mr. Hitchens, we're going to call your case back at 2 p.m. And the witness, who's your witness?
Her name is Cassandra Lopez, and she is present.
All right, Ms. Lopez, we're going to get an attorney appointed to you. So I'm going to need you to remain on the screen. And Mr. Hitchens, I'll need you to remain here. Ms. Ferguson, can you see if there's an attorney that will be available to represent Ms. Lopez as a witness for this afternoon, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Ms. Hitchens, Mr. Hitchens, just give us a moment.
Okay.
Mr. Gilmore.
Yes, Judge, I had to go to the 144th and County Court 11, but I'm back now. Gerald Mack violation report. I was in a breakout room and I just had to go to another court. I don't know that I need to confer.
Yes, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Yeah, it's CTD. It's an unindicted DWI third.
Is your client present?
He is.
All right, you'll need to go to the breakout room and confer with the state on the violation report. I'll send you to number 4.
Okay.
And everyone, the court will take its break at 12:30. Gary Churak, you're on mute.
Of course. Put me back with Meredith, please.
All right, Meredith, if you can go to breakout room number 2, please. Everyone, just give me a moment, please. Christian Reyna, have you signed all of your paperwork?
Yes, ma'am. I just finished signing it right now.
All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. The clerks will meet you there to swear you in, and they'll let you know if they have all of the paperwork, okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. Michael, I just sent you to breakout room number 1. The clerks will let you know if they have all the paperwork.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Clarissa Pratt.
Yes, Judge, I haven't received any paperwork.
Okay, they should be sending it, and it's for CTD plea on Jason DeLeon.
Yes, Judge.
All right, they should be getting the paperwork to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Norma, Christopher Gonzalez, 17F, can you let them know he can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna send him to breakout room number 1 so he can be told he needs to go back. And Tom, did you get a chance to speak again with Eduardo Jimenez in number 5?
No, Judge, let me go back there. I'm sorry, I was on a phone call.
No problem.
Number 5,
Yes,
on my way.
thank you. And then to Criminal Trial Division, Stephen Gilmore is waiting to speak to someone on a violation report on Gerald Mack. It's a second violation report. All right, Christopher Gonzalez, you're excused.
Judge and or
Yes.
Mark,
Yes,
can you put Johnny Gonzalez back in breakout room 5, please?
yes. Gary Churak. All right, Gary Churak is in number 2 on Germanic Williams. I don't know if anyone's had a chance to speak with him.
I've been conferring with him, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Meredith, I just sent you information on Chiric's case.
Thanks.
Judge, do you have a moment?
Yes.
Stephen Gilmore said that he's waiting for Norma and Barry or something.
Yes, after he finishes with his violation report, but he is waiting on Barry Hitchens. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4. Stephen Gilmore is going to be the attorney for Miss Lopez. And the prosecutor is on that case. If you could go to 4 as well.
Okay.
And Judge, we're still discussing the violation report. I told him I will look into some things and get back to him.
All right, so then what we can do is, since he's going to already be back at 2 anyway, we can recall it for 2. And then if you all need more time, you can just let me know.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, Mr. Mack, we're going to call you back at 2 p.m. It'll be the same Zoom link. Do you understand? You're muted, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we will be back at 2 p.m. So it'll be the same Zoom link.
Okay. Is it okay that I call you from take a break at my job because I was there?
No. That's what I'm saying. You can be excused for now. Just Zoom back in at 2 p.m. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Judge, could you speak with me and Daphne Privity in the courtroom?
Yes, you're all in breakout room number 13. I'll meet you in 13. Eduardo Jimenez.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Johnny Gonzalez has accepted the offer that Tom Nisbet made him, and we're just awaiting the paperwork. If there's time to do the plea today.
Oh, no, we'll do it today.
Okay, so we're just awaiting paperwork, and I think I would need from the clerks, I would need the cert of appeal and the video conference.
All right, so we're going to come back and do that at 2, but we will have that done.
Okay, I still have, Your Honor, and I haven't had a chance to speak to Jace Meager or JC Meager.
Yes.
If I could speak to him, that'd be great.
Sure.
Unless you want
Mr. Meager, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7 to speak with your attorney. Hi, Lorraine Efron.
Yes, Judge, I apologize.
No problem. The other issue that you have on the docket is Richard Thomas, and it was discovery.
Right. And so there's a bunch of discovery from like 2007 at the DA's office that's I have to go view in person, and I have viewed some of it in person, and I need to coordinate to go back to look at it. So, because it's a lot of old discovery, it's not uploaded to e-discovery. I don't know if that's within the realm. Some of it probably is not possible to be uploaded to e-discovery because it's child safe type of video. But I did want to make sure that all the discovery from back then, to the extent possible, is uploaded to e-discovery.
Okay. So on Richard Thomas, I'm going to give you a 30-day reset. The family violence prosecutors are on Zoom now, and you can make an appointment with them to obtain those documents. Norman, could I have a 30-day reset for discovery, please, on Richard Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Mr. Gilmore, would you like to speak with Cassandra Lopez?
I would, Judge, unless you want an update on Gerald Mack first.
Let me let you speak with her first, because I think it's important for us to go ahead and move her off screen. I'm going to send her to breakout room number 8.
Got it.
All right. And then we're going to come back on discovery on November 12th, Ms. Efron.
Okay.
And does anyone from family violence need to speak with Ms. Efron on Ms. Mr. Thomas so that arrangements can be made for her to view whatever information you all have?
Either one of us can speak with her. Ms. Saffron, I can provide you my contact information if you just want to set up a time, or Marina's contact information. Or
I have,
Caitlin's.
yeah, I actually do have Marina's. Judge, there's a possibility I may be in trial the week of November 9th in the
Oh,
289.
just let us know. And
Okay.
here's the thing, that's a discovery setting. So if you have all the discovery, if you will let the court know that you have all the discovery, then it will be no need for that hearing.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's great.
All right, thank you. If there's nothing else, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge, so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Judge Boyd, am I excused also?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. And Mr. Thomas, you do have your attorney's contact information?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
And what was it rescheduled to? What date again?
November 12th.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Brenna, you can go ahead and take your break because I don't anticipate us getting anything ready before 12:30.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
we'll be back at 2.
Okay, no problem.
Judge Boyd,
Yes.
I'm sorry, but my children have a doctor's appointment at 2 to get their flu shots. So I've been trying to reschedule it since I've,
Well, no, I mean, I tell you what, let's do this with Mr. DeLeon. Go ahead and do your flu shots, and then we'll see where we are as far as if you're able to Zoom back in or not.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
So if you're not able to Zoom back in, we can recall it for tomorrow.
Thank you, Judge. Let me let him know he's in the room.
Do you have all of her clients, the email and everything?
That's what I'm checking, Judge. He is on bond, so I do need his email.
All right, just one second. All right, Gary Churak.
Judge, my client wants to go to trial.
All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to come back at 2 p.m., Mr. Churak, and we'll take that up at that time.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Hunter, Clarissa is coming back in, and she will give you her client's email address.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Litzy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Judge.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Everyone, this is one of the students from a class I teach at UTSA.
Hi, everyone.
So she is learning whether or not this is an occupation she wants. So I'm going to stop live stream and we're going to start back up at 2 p.m. everyone. It's been a great